Wait! Before we start, do you want a bundle of 30 printable Danish PDF cheat sheets? Teaching you words and phrases for conversations for free? Then click the link in the description and sign up for a free lifetime account to get access.
Hey everyone, I'm Jonas. Hej alle sammen, jeg hedder Jonas. Welcome to the Danish whiteboard lessons. In this lesson, you will learn how to give your occupation in Danish. Let's get started. Okay, let's look at the vocabulary. First we have an investor, an investor, an investor, en investor, an investor. Next up is en læge, a doctor, en læge, en læge, en læge. En politimand, a police officer, en politimand, en politimand, en politimand. Next one, en advokat, a lawyer, en advokat, en advokat, en advokat. And en sanger, a singer, en sanger, en sanger, en sanger. And en kok, a cook, en kok, en kok, en kok. Next one. En forfatter, a writer, en forfatter, en forfatter, en forfatter. Alright. En arbejdsløs, an unemployed, en arbejdsløs, en arbejdsløs, en arbejdsløs. En lærer, a teacher, en lærer, en lærer, en lærer. Next one. En mekaniker, a mechanic, en mekaniker, en mekaniker, en mekaniker. And en landmand, a farmer, en landmand, en landmand, en landmand. And finally, en studerende, a student. In this case, we're talking about a university or college student. En studerende, en studerende, en studerende. Now, let's look at the sentence pattern. This pattern will be the structure that all of our dialogues will follow. The key sentence is, jeg er, and then you state your occupation. Jeg er, meaning I am. This phrasing works exactly like it does in English. Let's look at the dialogue. When I read, I want you to pay attention to the occupation. Find the occupation and see how it's used in the dialogue. Here we go. Har du arbejde? Do you have a job? Ja, jeg er kok på en restaurant. Yes, I'm a cook in a restaurant. Hvad laver du? What are you doing? Jeg er læge. I'm a doctor. Er du advokat? Are you a lawyer? Nej, jeg er ikke advokat. Jeg er en investor. No, I'm not a lawyer. I'm an investor. Now, let's look at some of the supplemental vocabulary related to this topic. Here we go. Arbejde. So this means job or work in Danish, and that's a noun. Next one is laver. Laver. So this is doing and coming from the Danish word to do. Next one is studere, meaning to study, and that's a verb in Danish also. Hold on, there's a twist. Look at the last one here with me. Studerende. Studerende. In Danish, that specifically is a noun relating to being a university student or a college student. So, once again, to study, studere. But university student, studerende. There are two ways of asking questions in Danish, using an HV word or not using an HV word. Here's the first one. Hvad laver du? Hvad laver du? So this is a classic HV question sentence. The other one is this. Er du advokat? This is a classic question, not using an HV words. So in this sentence, we are inverting the subject and the verb, and that way we don't need to HV word. So, hvad laver du? Er du læge? Are you a doctor? All right. Furthermore, in Danish, to negate something, we use the adverb ikke, basically meaning not in English. This is how we use it. After er in a sentence, we use ikke to make the negation. We would say, jeg er ikke, meaning I am not. The job title then follows the negation. We could do this, jeg er ikke mekaniker. I'm not a mechanic. Do you remember how to say investor? An investor. An investor. And how to say doctor? En læge. En læge. Do you remember how to say police officer? En politimand. En politimand. And how to say lawyer? En advokat. En advokat. Do you remember how to say singer? En sanger. En sanger. And how to say cook? En kok. En kok. Do you remember how to say writer? En forfatter. En forfatter. And how to say unemployed? En arbejdsløs. En arbejdsløs. Do you remember how to say teacher? En lærer. En lærer. And how to say mechanic? En mekaniker. En mekaniker. Do you remember how to say farmer? En landmand. En landmand. And how to say student? En studerende. En studerende. Do you remember how to say I am an investor? Jeg er en investor. Jeg er en investor. And how to say no, I am not a lawyer. I'm an investor. Nej, jeg er ikke advokat. Jeg er en investor. Nej, jeg er ikke advokat. Jeg er en investor. In this lesson, you learned how to talk about your occupation in Danish. Thanks for watching. I'm Jonas, and I will see you on danishclass101.com. Vi ses. Hej hej. Hey everyone, I'm Jonas. Hej alle sammen, jeg hedder Jonas. Welcome to the Danish whiteboard lessons. In this lesson, you'll learn how to say where you're from. Let's get started. Alright, let's look at today's dialogue. When I read, I want you to pay attention to the place name. Find where the speaker is from and see how they say that in the dialogue. Here we go. Hvor kommer du fra? Jeg kommer fra Aalborg. So in English, that's where are you from? The answer is I'm from Aalborg. Now, let's look at the sentence pattern. This pattern will be the structure that all of our dialogues will follow. Here we go. Jeg er fra, and then we put either place or city and country in. Okay, let's look at the vocabulary. First we have hvor. Hvor means where. It's a general HV question word. Hvor. 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 Next is kommer. Kommer means come. It's the verb of to come, either to or from in Danish. Kommer. 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 Next is du. It's the Danish pronoun of you, second person singular. Du. 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 And then we have fra. Fra is the Danish preposition of from. Fra. 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 Then we have jeg. Jeg is the I in Danish. It's a pronoun of first person singular. Jeg. 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 Last one is Aalborg. Aalborg is the city up here in the northern part of Jutland. Aalborg. 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 Now, let's look at some of the speaking examples. Jeg kommer fra Jylland. I'm from Jutland. Next is jeg kommer fra Odense. I'm from Odense. All right, at this point, we'll take a little bit closer look at the tiny map here we have of Denmark. So, the three main regions in Denmark are, here we go, the peninsula is called Jylland. Also in English, Jutland. Middle Island is Fyn. In English, Funen. Eastern Island is Sjælland. In English, Sealand. And the four main cities that you should know is the capital on Sjælland called København. On Fyn, we're looking at Odense. And in Jylland, we need to know about Aalborg in the north and Aarhus. Hvor kommer du fra? So this is the Danish phrase, where are you from? In English. Even though Danish and English are quite similar in grammar and phrasing, this basic phrase, it differs a little bit. Danes, they ask more plainly, where do you come from? The meaning and use in conversation is exactly the same as in English. Do you remember how to say I? Jeg. Jeg. And how to say you? Du. Du. Do you remember how to say where? Hvor. Hvor. And how to say from? Kommer fra. Kommer fra. Do you remember how to say I'm from? Jeg kommer fra. Jeg kommer fra. And how to say I'm from Aalborg. Jeg kommer fra Aalborg. Jeg kommer fra Aalborg. In this lesson, you learned how to say where you're from in Danish. Thanks for watching. I'm Jonas, and I will see you on danishclass101.com. Vi ses. Hej hej. Hey everyone, I'm Jonas. Hej alle sammen, jeg hedder Jonas. Welcome to the Danish whiteboard lessons. In this lesson, you'll learn how to talk about your nationality. Let's get started. Okay, let's look at the vocabulary. First we have Sydkoreaner, South Korean. Sydkoreaner. 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 Mexikaner. Mexican. Mexikaner. 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 Russer. Russian. Russer. 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 Next. Inder. Indian. Inder. 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 And Tysker. German. Tysker. Tysker. Franskmand. French. Franskmand. 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 Next. Japaner. Japanese. Japaner. 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 Brasilianer. Brazilian. Brasilianer. 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 And Egypter. Egyptian. Egypter. 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 Sydafrikaner. South African. Sydafrikaner. 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 And Hong Konger. Hongkonese. Hong Konger. Hong Konger. Hong Konger. All right. Græker. Greek. Græker. 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 Israeler. Israeli. Israeler. Israeler. And Canadier. Canadian. Canadier. 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 Norman. Norwegian. Norman. 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 Svensker. Swede. Svensker. 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 And the last one. Dansker. Dan. Dansker. 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 Let's look at the dialogue. When I read, I want you to pay attention to the nationality. Find the nationality and see how it's used in the dialogue. Here we go. Du dansker? Ja, jeg er dansker. Han svensker? Nej, han er ikke svensker. Han er nordmand. Alright, so the English version of this would be, are you Danish? Yes, I'm Danish. Is he Swedish? No, he's not Swedish. He's Norwegian. Now, let's look at the sentence pattern. The dialogues was basically structured from this. Du? And then you put in the nationality, meaning, are you? And then nationality. Now let's look at some of the supplemental vocabulary that relates to this topic. Here we go. Ja, basically meaning yes. Yeah. Yeah. Nej. And that means no. Nej. Nej. And then we have ikke. And that means not. That's a general negative denominator. Ikke. Ikke. And then we have du, meaning you. That's the second person singular pronoun in Danish. Du. Du. And then han. That means he in Danish. Third person singular pronoun. Han. Han. Other ones in the same category would be hun, meaning she. Hun. Hun. And the last one, den or det, meaning it. Den. Det. Den. Det. Nationality in Danish typically has an ER added with a few regulars in there. When we do languages or native tongues, we add SK in the end, also with a few regulars. So let's look at a couple of examples here. So first one, en dansker taler dansk, meaning a Dane speaks Danish. Next one, en tysker taler tysk. A German speaks German. Please notice when writing in Danish, only countries and places are written with capital letters. Do you remember how to say South Korean? Sydkoreaner. Sydkoreaner. And how to say Mexican? Mexikaner. Mexikaner. Do you remember how to say Russian? Russer. Russer. And how to say Indian? Inder. Inder. Do you remember how to say German? Tysker. Tysker. And how to say French? Franskmand. Franskmand. Do you remember how to say Japanese? Japaner. Japaner. And how to say Brazilian? Brasilianer. Brasilianer. Do you remember how to say Egyptian? Egypter. Egypter. And how to say South African? Sydafrikaner. Sydafrikaner. Do you remember how to say Hong Kongese? Hong Konger. Hong Konger. And how to say Greek? Græker. Græker. Do you remember how to say Israeli? Israeler. Israeler. And how to say Canadian? Canadier. Canadier. Do you remember how to say Norwegian? Norman. Norman. And how to say Swede? Svensker. Svensker. Do you remember how to say Dane? Dansker. Dansker. And how to say I am? Jeg er. Jeg er. Do you remember how to say I'm Danish? Jeg er dansker. Jeg er dansker. In this lesson, you learned how to talk about your nationality in Danish. Thanks for watching. I'm Jonas, and I will see you on danishclass101.com. Vi ses. Hej hej. Hey everyone, I'm Jonas. Hej alle sammen, jeg hedder Jonas. Welcome to the Danish whiteboard lessons. In this lesson, you'll learn how to give someone your email. Let's get started. Okay, let's look at the vocabulary. First, we have A, 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 B, 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 C, 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 D, 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 E, 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 F, 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 G, 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 H, 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 I, 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 J, 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 K, 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 L, 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 M, 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 N, N, N. Okay, and we go up. O, 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 P, 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 Q, 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 R, 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 S, 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 T, 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 U, 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 V, 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 W, 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 X, 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 Y, 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 and the example here is Y, Y, Z, Z, Z. And now we have the three unique Danish letters. A, 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 Ø, 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 Å, Å, Å. let's look at the dialogue. When I read, I want you to pay attention to the letters. Listen to how the email address is given and see how it's used in the dialogue. All right, here we go. Hvad er din e-mailadresse? Min e-mailadresse er elisabeth@inderlang.com. Hvordan staver du det? elisabeth@inderlang.com. So the English version would go like this. What is your email address? My email address is elisabeth@inderlang.com. How do you spell that? ELIZABETH @inderlang.com. Now, let's look at the sentence pattern. This pattern was the structure that our dialogue followed. Hvad er din e-mailadresse? Min e-mailadresse er, and you insert your email address. The English goes like this. What is your email address? My email address is, and insert your email address. It's important to know certain punctuation in Danish for saying your email address. The most peculiar one is this one. Snabel-a. It means at, and in Danish this is referring to an elephant trunk. Next one is punktum, meaning period, or also pronounced dot. Next one is this one, bindestreg, meaning hyphen. The last one is the same as in English, underscore, meaning underscore. Next, we're going to talk a little bit about nouns in Danish. En and it are the gender article words used in front of nouns. So neutral gender article is it, and common gender is en. Roughly 70% of all the Danish nouns are common gender, meaning en in front of the noun. An example from today's conversation is the word email address, in Danish e-mailadresse. This is a common gender noun, meaning it's en email addresse. You can see the relation here in the possessive pronouns. Din has the n. Din email adresse or min email address. The last thing we need to talk about is the flat Danish language. So the pronunciation sounds really, really odd, right? You need to know some basic mouth movements to learn how to pronounce Danish word. The first one is a very wide mouth. And the other one you need to know is a very round Danish mouth. Good example for this is the letter A, pronounced A. So you see this? My very wide mouth for this one, A. Another good example is the letter U. Ooh. You see that? A round mouth. Ooh. Do you remember how to say email address? Email adresse. Email adresse. And how to say my email address is? Min email adresse er. Min email adresse er. Do you remember how to say .com? .com. .com. And how to say at. /a. /a. Do you remember how to say my email address is elizabeth@innerlang.com? Min e-mailadresse er elizabeth@innerlang.com. Min e-mailadresse er elizabeth@innerlang.com. In this lesson, you learned how to give your email in Danish. Thanks for watching. I'm Jonas, and I will see you on danishclass101.com. Vi ses. Hej hej. Hey everyone, I'm Jonas. Hej alle sammen, jeg hedder Jonas. Welcome to the Danish whiteboard lessons. In this lesson, you'll learn how to give someone your name. Let's get started. Let's look at the dialogue. When I read, I want you to pay attention to how they give their name. Find that part and see how it's used in the dialogue. Here we go. Hej, jeg hedder Nikolaj Nedergaard. Hvad hedder du? Jeg hedder Anders Rasmussen. Godt at møde dig. Godt at møde dig. So, the English version of that would be, Hello, my name is Nikolaj Nedergaard. What is your name? My name is Anders Rasmussen. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Now, let's look at the sentence pattern. This pattern is the structure that our dialogue follow. Here we go. Hvad hedder du? Jeg hedder, insert your name. You can also use mit navn er, insert your name. Both of them mean the same thing, but mit navn er is a slight bit more official, like the first time that you greet your new co-workers. In English, it goes, what's your name? My name is, insert your name. Okay, let's look at the vocabulary. First we have jeg. I. Jeg. 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 Jeg is a pronoun in Danish. It's the first person singular. Next is du. You. Du. 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 Du is also a pronoun. That's the second person singular in Danish. Next is hvad. What? Hvad. 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 Hvad is a general 8-week question word in Danish. Next is hedder. Named. Hedder. Heder. Heder. So that's a verb in Danish, to be named something, at hede. Next is hej. Basically meaning hi. We have a couple of variations on hi. Goddag or dags. Both of them are casual and can use them. Next is rart at møde dig. Basically meaning nice to meet you. Now the word rart is an adjective. We have a couple of variations on it, like this. Godt. Godt at møde dig. Or hyggeligt. Hyggeligt at møde dig. Or dejligt. Dejligt at møde dig. It's very important to remember that we don't use me too in Danish. Last thing here, when we're confirming something correctly in Danish, we would go like this. Ja, det er det. Or tak i lige måde. Basically meaning, yes it is, or thanks likewise. Ja, det er det. Or tak i lige måde. Let's look at the following two sentences. Dejligt at møde dig. We had that one before. Nice to meet you. Okay, so in old Danish society, we didn't used to say these politeness phrases, but it's an influence from English-speaking society now. So nowadays, it's perfectly okay to say, oh, nice to meet you. Dejligt at møde dig. The other one is this one. Undskyld, hvad hedder du? I'm sorry, what's your name? It's important to remember to be a little bit polite when asking for people's names. If you just called, go up and ask, what's your name? Hvad hedder du? It sure is considered a little bit impolite. Remember to add, undskyld, hvad hedder du? I'm sorry, what's your name? Do you remember how to say hello? Hi. Hi. And the casual way to say nice to meet you? Rart at møde dig. Rart at møde dig. Do you remember the casual way to say my name is? Mit navn er. Mit navn er. And how to say, yes it is. Ja, det er det. Ja, det er det. And finally, do you remember how to say thanks, likewise? Tak i lige måde. Tak i lige måde. In this lesson, you learned how to give your name in Danish. Thanks for watching. I'm Jonas, and I will see you on danishclass101.com. Vi ses. Hej hej.
Want to easily remember new vocab and phrases? Fact: everyone, beginners and advanced learners alike, forgets new words the first time they learn them. So what's the secret to remembering? What do smart learners do? They note them down and review them later. And you can do this with our study tool called the WordBank, your extended brain for language learning. And in this video, you'll discover 1. How to save keywords and phrases, 2. How to review the words so that you never forget them, and 3. How to create your own printable vocabulary worksheets. But first, if you don't yet have access to this tool and our lessons, just click the link down in the description and sign up for your free lifetime account right now. First, what is the WordBank? The WordBank is a premium study tool, and it's your personal language database where you can save new words and phrases with a single click, review them all in one spot, and never forget them. Think of it as your extended brain for language learning. Look for the WordBank in the vocabulary drop-down menu on the site, or inside the menu in our app. So, how do you take full advantage of this powerful study tool? 2. How to save keywords and phrases. If you're taking a lesson and want to save key vocab, simply go to the vocabulary section. Select the words you'd like to save and click on Add to WordBank. If you're using the core word list, like the 2,000 most common words, or the vocabulary lists, select the words, go to Add Selected Words, and click on WordBank. Now, the words and phrases are saved in your WordBank, and you can even organize the entries with labels like adjectives, verbs, or phrases. 3. How to review the words. Once you save the words to your WordBank, you can easily see all of them, all in one spot. With every word or phrase, you get the audio pronunciation, the translation, and even the related lessons where they're introduced. That way, you can review the words one by one. If you'd like to study words with flashcards, just click on Sync to Flashcard Deck. This will create a flashcard deck of your WordBank entries for you to study. 4. How to create your own printable vocabulary worksheets. If you want to have physical worksheets and practice writing the words on paper, then click on Printer-Friendly version and print out your WordBank entries. You can even export your WordBank as PDF, CSV, or XML files. Remember, you can use this powerful feature with flashcards, lessons, and vocab lists, so take advantage right now. Save new words and phrases to your WordBank with a single click. Review them all in one spot and never forget them with the WordBank feature. But if you don't yet have access, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. Now that you're finished with this lesson, don't forget, as a free bonus, you get over 30 conversation cheat sheets, but only if you sign up via the link in the description. You'll learn how to have flowing conversations and how to answer the most common questions. You can also print out these colorful cheat sheets to keep as physical study material. So don't miss out on this free gift. Click the link in the description and sign up for a free lifetime account to get your PDF cheat sheets.